What's up, YouTube? A couple things I have going on in the garage here. I just wanted to show really quick. It's hot as hell out here, but I want to show you some progress that I made on the 400EX or 440EX. The guy that I bought it from said it was a 440, so I don't really know, but I'll show you some progress I made on that and what else I got going on in the shop. And then we're actually going to go for a cruise in Casper, my F100, and let you see what it's like to just kind of like a raw POV ride. You just see how it rides, how it drives. A couple of people were asking how it rides and for a couple of videos, so I'll show you that and just show you a couple things that I got going on. So today I ended up painting the header for the quad. This is all VHT high heat black. Came out really nice. I painted it in the sun and ended up using some VHT wrinkle black on the heat shield. Came out really nice. This is an IMS bumper that I had. I hit with some wrinkle black as well. It's not perfect, but again, this was supposed to be a budget build and I still think it is. But here's the quad. I ended up getting the swing arm all in it. The swing arm's all painted with VHT roll bar chassis paint. The Lone Star axle that was in this quad actually cleaned up really, really nice. I have some of these billet offset hubs from Tusk that I'm running on the quad, and I have all different spacers that I can run. So I can move the hub in and out. I can take this hub off. I can run a stock hub. I can run more spacers. So basically I can just get whatever width that I want on the quad, but I mean, it looks badass. I got the link in it. I got the motor back in it. I ended up painting the rocker box on the motor all wrinkle black. I think it looks killer. I painted the whole cylinder, or the head, the cylinder, and the block with some 300-degree aluminum paint. I thought it came out pretty sick. I wrapped all the oil lines in some DEI high heat wrap. The lower oil line is all wrapped as well, and this will go to the tank. I got to pull the tank back out because the fitting down in the bottom down there broke, so I got to fix that. But also what I wanted to show what I did. This is an aftermarket billet oil tank, and I ended up putting an adapter fitting in there to a -6 line, to -6 AN. And I have this -6 AN line that I'm going to run. So I converted the whole bike over from the, I mean, look at this. This is the factory oil cooler on this bike. Like, what is this? And this is the fitting that was on there, all bent, crimped. Like, this goes to the oil tank, that line that I was just showing you on the tank, the AN line. But look how rinky dink this thing is. Like, this thing is garbage. So what I'm gonna do, I found another oil cooler off Amazon. She's already branded. That's how we do it. Got -6 fittings on the bottom, and I mean, you can see the difference in size, and it's honestly not even close. So anyway, long story short, I'm kind of rambling. I'm going to run this oil cooler. I'm going to weld a couple tabs in the chassis of the bike. And run this oil cooler up in the chassis of the bike, right? And when this is in the bike, this oil line goes to the bottom fitting over here, and this is an AN to tube fitting adapter. I cut the factory oil line back, and this is it's got like a little brass ferrule inside it, and it's 5/16 hard line on these 400EXs to -6 AN. So I'm going to run this to the bottom of the oil cooler after it's mounted with all stainless braided line with a bigger oil cooler, just to help it stay cool. These 400EXs ran so hot back in the day, even the one that I raced back in the day as a kid. And then this line will go to the other side. Pretty cool. I just wanted to show the oil cooler really quick. All new swing arm bushings I put in yesterday. They were a nightmare. All these bearings in here, I had to hammer them out and press them in. That really sucked. But I got the front end mocked in place on it. I got these big bottle PEP shocks that are so badass, man. PEP ZPS triple rate front shocks, 20 inches long, +3 long travel A-arms. I paint match the bottoms to the chassis. These will end up mounting, you know, to the front of the chassis here like this. Some hose clamps or something, just to keep that vintage old school look, you know? But I think this thing looks awesome right now. It's getting there, right? It's gonna be a cool little build for 400EX at least, or 440, whatever this thing is. But also, I got Casper here. Some fresh Valvoline going in, Motorcraft filter. Valvoline, if you're watching this, I love everything about your company. I love your logo. I wear your hat every day. I don't know why, I just love your logo. I love vintage things, and Valvoline, if you're watching this, hook your boy up. Give me some oil. I'll rep you on the truck. We'll do a couple things together. Valvoline. Anyway, I'm gonna do an oil change, but I have to get a filter back on it. I just want to show really quick, I had a couple people ask me about the Z-bar setup on my truck, because it is all factory mechanical, and I wanted to show it really quick. So what I did, this is under the truck. The truck is long tube to all V-band exhaust, like I said in the walk around video. All stainless brake lines and stuff that we ran. But this is the factory Z-bar right here. And I welded this adapter piece on the bottom with a welded bolt. I drilled a hole and put a bolt through it so that I can get, let me see if I can get a video of this. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. It's got a Heim on it with a nut and bolt. And same thing here. It's just got a nut through that I drilled through the clutch fork. Super simple. It's right there. It's super responsive, and it works great. So I just wanted to show that real quick. Show a couple things underneath here. A couple people were asking me about the clutch fork and the setup, but super tiny linkage. Nothing crazy about it. But I wanted to show really quick what how I did that. A couple people asked about the linkage, so that's all it is, man. It's totally basic. It's nothing crazy. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna put some oil in this thing, and we're gonna go for a ride. We're in Valvoline, and everything that I've ever owned, and just always seems to run the best. I run this VR1 high zinc 2050 in this truck. Everything that I've ever owned that I beat the brakes off of, I've always ran Valvoline, and it's always been amazing. Like I said, Valvoline, like, come on. I'm hooking you up here with some content from my free subscribers. And hopefully we get some more. We're gonna have fun with this YouTube channel. I'm gonna show you everything I do. I love what I do. I don't do this full time, but if I could, I mean, I would. But yeah, man, the Valvoline stuff, if you're looking for a good quality oil, I know some people are weird at oil and they swear by certain things. I mean, I guess I'm the same way, right? With Valvoline. And I wear their hat. Yeah, I don't know. But everybody's got their own thing with oil. And Valvoline to me is just, and especially their VR1. I have a small block Chevy over there that I showed quick the other day. 358. It's a wet sump motor still, but it's dart head, dart block, Jessel shaft rocker. Probably makes 550, 600 horsepower. I mean, I ran that with a 2-barrel carburetor, and it made 550 horsepower. But That motor I've always ran on Valvoline VR1, and that thing, we used to get those things so hot, those motors, they used to get like about 280, 300 degree oil temp when we'd get in traffic. Oval track racing, I ran that motor in asphalt oval modified, like NASCAR modified, wheeling modified style cars. We ran like they call it like an SK type modified at Wall Stadium, and I always ran the VR1 stuff. And a lot of that driven oil, Joe Gibbs, I think, used to make it, or they might still make it, I'm not really sure. But the driven oil, we always had really good success with too. But it was just so expensive. And the VR1, anytime we ran the VR1 in the modified motor, that Chevy motor, was amazing. Never lost oil pressure. Oil pressure light never came on. I feel like I could control the oil temp a little bit better. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna stop rambling about Valvoline, but Valvoline's some really good shit, and I really like it. So I run it in this truck, and I beat on this truck pretty good. And I don't rev it to the moon, but I mean I turn it $6,000, $6,500. And I adjust the valve. It's got a solid roller cam in it, so I adjust the valve lash and stuff on the truck whenever I can get a chance. Normally twice a year. Every season I do the valve lash before I take the truck out. And normally at the end of the year. So normally an oil change at the beginning of every summer, like now, June. We just don't trip for it. I do an oil change at the beginning of the summer every year around June. And this is normally what I do. I'll show you. Just focus it. Find my marker. Fix forks. And it is July 1st, which is crazy. Right? So I take that. And I go back over to my shelf. I put that on there. This is the one from last year. So 6.4, 5.5 quarts. So I put another half a quart in the truck. I just feel like it burns. It burns so much oil sometimes. I don't know. I beat on it. It's an old motor. The motor was built probably 20 years ago, at least. But it's got low miles on it. The motor was in a 67 fastback, and it was never really ran. So I got it off my neighbor up the road, and I beat on it and kill it. So normally every year I try and change it. We only drive it in the summer, so I'm actually gonna take this for a ride now. I gotta go meet my pops, so I'll put you on the mount in the truck and we'll go for a cruise. Road over here by the water. I don't know where all you guys live, but we live right on the Jersey shore, New Jersey, right on the water. And, it's beautiful here in the summer. It's a little humid. It's getting better out because it's getting later in the day now, but this road is such a nice road here down by the water. go watch that. I explain what rear's in it, but it's got a 2000 Ford Explorer rear in this truck. And the 2000 Ford Explorers are really any year in that realm. I forget what it was, 94 to 2000, something like that. Don't quote me, but they came with a 327 gear, a 355, a 373, and a 410. This truck's only a 355 gear, and I never wanted to change it because the truck drives so nice and drives so smooth. And I'm a big second, third gear guy around town. I don't like fourth gear. And this motor's 10 to 1, and the heads are all done, and the heads are all corded on this truck. And the carburetor is so big that it doesn't really like low RPM. So like I'm 2,500 RPMs cruising now, third gear, and that's where it's happy. I'm afraid if I go up in gear ratio, it's going to make the truck not enjoyable anymore. And this truck's super fun to drive. It won't break your neck with a 355 gear in it. You know, it's more of a cruiser, but the lower gear makes it so much fun to beat on. Roads that are appropriate, I guess. But yeah, I don't really want to mess with gear and go up in gear, because then it's going to be annoying to drive around town. And I take this thing pretty far. My wife's family lives about a half an hour, 45 minutes south, and I drive this down there all the time. And on the Parkway, interstate around here, it's fifth gear, 80 miles an hour, is like 2,000 RPMs, and it's awesome. You know, I stay in the left lane, I pass everybody, and people look at you like you're crazy because you're passing them some old rusty pickup, but they don't know what they're looking at, right? But yeah, this truck's super fun to drive around town. Second, third gear is key. Been a lot of fun second and third gear on this truck. Road is just fucking terrible. I mean, she pudding's pretty good, man, for an old truck. There ain't nothing old on it besides the body, but damn. I mean, she rips. Don't get me wrong. I put a gear in this truck, it'd feel like a totally different truck. But yeah, also it's pretty humid out today. So the carburetor, I mean, I guess this is the nature of the beast with a carburetor. Some days they're really, really good. Some days they're not so good. Today's one of those not so good days. It just feels a little laggy. It's idling a little rich right now, like 13.0s, 13.50s. It's normally like 14.0. I try to have it so it lost like half a point, a full point of AFR at idle. It still sounds good. It's still responsive. But I feel like in the days it gets humid and real hot, I need to back a little fuel out of it, maybe just like idle mixture screws or something. But me and my buddy Pete messed with this carburetor for so long. It took us so long to get it right. I don't really want to fuck with it no more. This and you drive a Volkswagen that sounds like a 12 gauge shotgun, but took so long to get it right that it's like 95% right, and I don't really feel like messing with it anymore. Some RPMs, and it's a lot of fun. So I don't know, I'm kind of at a standstill with this truck. I had so many people ask me, especially at like the F100 show in Tennessee back in May, if I was going to Coyote swap it or Mod Motor swap it. I've always wanted to do a 4.6 supercharged 03 Cobra motor, but I don't know. I like the carbureted small block Ford. I think it's cool. I think they sound cool. They're super easy to work on. Parts are relatively cheap. I like it. It's so versatile, I feel like. And I built it in my garage, so it's like, if it blows up or breaks, we'll just put another one together. It for this. I just wanted to show a little driving real quick. I'm going to the store. I'm going to try and post some more